Hi guys, Bobby Gas here. There's a thread going around Eddie Perez's thread about showing 5 soundtracks, movie soundtracks. I thought I'd jump on this one, right? And I actually started looking, and I didn't think I had many soundtracks. I actually had more than I thought I had. I had about a dozen of them, eh? I had 3 or 4 James Bond ones, right? And I love this cover. That sea scene, actually, that fight scene, Christ, I think it was like 15 minutes longer in the movie. And that at the time, that was the most expensive scene in movie stuff, as I remember, right? That's the fourth movie of the James Bond series, Ian Fleming. I used to collect some of the books, but I was a collector that collected the first printing, which for him was an English edition, and I would collect the Canadian and American editions too. And he was just too damn expensive, so I sold the couple that I had. John Barry did the music for this, right? And From Russia with Love. He also did the music for the Magnificent Seven. Out of Africa, Born Free. He did all kinds of television themes and plays, I think. The guy was quite the writer, right? Dances with Wolves was another one that he did, if I remember correctly. Ian Fleming, James Bond. There was only one James Bond as far as I was concerned, and that was Sean Connery. I like the James Bond movies. They're painting the hallways in my triplex here and doing something else. I don't know what, but you might hear the noise, right? That was a 1965 movie, Thunderball, eh? And then in 1966, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly come out. That was the third movie of Sergio Leone's spaghetti western series, eh? And that's Enrico Morricone music, right? That's spaghetti western music. It was kind of, epic. It worked for the movie, for the scenes, desert scenes, cowboy scenes, and all of that. And I loved Clint, right? In the movies and all of that. That first movie, what was that, 62? Or maybe 64? No, 64, I think, that first movie. And he, drawing that gun and shooting them guys. We never seen nothing like that before. That was fantastic, right? Lee Van Cleef was in this along with Eli Wallach, right? And it was pretty funny. Eli Wallach was great in these. I loved him as an actor. Lee Van Cleef always played a bad guy, always. Next up here was 1968, 2001, A Space Odyssey. That was starring Cara Dulé and what's the other guy's name? Gary Lockwood. Yeah, that's right. He played in a Star Trek series a couple of years before that, eh? I went to see this at the show 3 nights in a row on acid. Me and a buddy of mine, eh? Tried to figure it out each and every time. Even the third time, the ending of the movie still escaped me, right? And to this day, people write about it and all kinds of stories like this. And it's an Arthur C. Clarke book, eh? And he helped write it, eh? Helped write it. Arthur C. Clarke was a pretty good science fiction writer, pretty famous. I used to own a lot of his books when I collected first editions. I I really like the sci-fi. I had an awful lot of science fiction, but mostly with the sci-fi, they didn't do a lot of hardcovers till after the pulp, like the paperbacks. So that's called pulp. When the paperbacks started selling good, then they would make the hardcovers. Eh? And next up here is Another movie that I seen on acid. This was in 1969. The first week it opened was counterculture, right? The 69, eh? A lot of things were happening in 69. And it was the summer of 69. Easy Rider, Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda and Jack Nicholson, Karen Black, right? Some incredible music on this, right? One of the few Jimi Hendrix tunes I ever got up to play was If Six Were Nine, that's on this album here. But what I did is I took the movie clip from Easy Rider and I stole that and copied that and put it on my channel. And the Hendrix people that own the rights, copyrights, and all of that, they don't own the copyrights to the movie. Terry Southern and I guess Dennis Hopper does, right? So they couldn't take me down or give me a strike or anything else like that, right? Terry Southern, he helped write this, eh? And Terry Southern, he was, he wrote Candy. I remember reading that in high school. That was sort of 1960s porn. And it really wasn't, believe me. Yeah, Terry Southern also, Stanley Kubrick put the grabs on him and brought him over to help rewrite, what the hell's the name of that one? Dr. Strangelove, banned the bomb and all of that, and they turned it into a black comedy, right? Which was a great flick. I like that Cemetery Southern's writing, eh? And the way I'm going to tell you something about Easy Rider, that was in the summer of '69, and the movie, and pardon me, the concert Woodstock come out in the end of '69, right? And I think possibly this movie here had an awful lot to do with people saying no more. We're going to do what we want to do, and it's just crazy because when a guy got blasted with the shotgun in the end of the damn movie, I mean, it was us young guys. I mean, we were shocked. I mean, I was shocked big time. I couldn't believe it, right? And I just thought to myself, and I'm sure everybody else does, fuck everybody else, I ain't kidding you, right? And the Vietnam War, everything else was going on, and it just, we had it, eh? Enough is enough. We're just going to do what we want to do, right? And I think that really helped people coming from all over America and Canada go to that movie Woodstock. Was I think this movie right here, big time counterculture flick. I don't think anything else was like it for the hippie generation. And last but not least is kind of a fun one that has some great music on it. Animal House. John Belushi. I mean, some of the tunes on it in the movie, like Shout. I forget the name of the guys who were doing it, but Louie, and a few other tunes and all of that. I actually went to, remember the party that was in Animal House? The frat party? I actually went to a party like that when I was in high school, but it was a university frat party, name of Delta Kappa something or other. I don't know, the funny names. It was a great big Victorian house, a huge, almost a mansion. Well, had to be 15 rooms anyhow. It was that big. Downtown, Huron Street, in Old Toronto. And the basement was where they had the party. Well, it was, pretty much the whole place, but the music and the party was down in the basement, and the band that was playing was, this was 1968, was Edward Bear. And Edward Bear was just doing, like the music from Animal House, grass songs and R&B, and it was great. They were great. Well, it was, I can remember a guy, there was little steps leading up, maybe 3 steps leading up to another landing to go to a washroom, another room on the other side, steps down. And there was a guy laying in a puddle of puke. A young guy, young university kid. I guess he didn't drink a hell of a whole lot. He was laying on the floor in a puddle of puke, his face in a puddle of puke, his own puke. And people are stepping over him, walking on. Now, this place is shoulder to shoulder, right? Almost, right? Not many people dancing, but everybody partying, drinking, smoking pot. And, you had the 68, you had the lights going, and it was a great time, great party, I gotta tell you. Well, that's my five. That's my five soundtracks, guys. Later. I wonder what the hell. I'll have to go out and see what they're doing. Later.